Blade Barrack. Ok.
And here we are.
Nous y voilà, la caverne du Blade.
Consider yourself our guest until we finish getting you registered. Feel free to come and go as you please.
Demandez des détails sur l'enregistrement, froncez les sourcils et ne rien dire. J'en ai rien à foutre. Merde. Ah, serait-ce notre chef?
So, you must be the latest rescue.
Secretary Nagi.
Miss Ku. Chipper as always, I see.
What can I say? Pep is my middle name.
I ran into Doug Barrett on the way here, and he didn't seem quite so upbeat. Anything about today's flight I should know?
No. Nothing to worry about.
Good.
Eh,
It stays that way. More importantly,
ces épingles à cheveux, c'est des monados.
another one. Excellent work out there.
Just doing my job, Mr.
Je viens de m'en rendre
Secretary.
compte.
Now, as for officially registering our new citizen here,
Why don't we talk inside? There's a lot of ground to cover. It could take some time.
ah yes, of course. Forgive me. You must be weary from the stasis and your journey back to us. Please, after you.
I'll put on some tea.
Oui, donc je disais, ces épingles à cheveux, c'est des monados. C'est un joli clin d'œil. J'espère qu'il y en a d'autres sur les tenues, sur les armes. Des ressemblances, ça pourrait être sympa. Je connais pas trop Xenogear et Xenosaga, donc il y en a peut-être aussi. Mais Xenoblade, je l'ai tellement poncé que n'importe quelle arme, je pense que je pourrais presque la reconnaître. Y'a plus de son ou c'est le jeu qui bug? Allô, le son?
Allow me to formally introduce myself. My name is Kentaro Nagi. You may remember me as captain of the White Whale, but now I serve as Secretary of Defense here for New LA. The provisional government has charged me with keeping the peace, so all military and police matters fall under my jurisdiction.
Ok.
He's also my superior officer. And he'd be an excellent person to talk to when you're ready to start looking for work.
What about a job right here with Blade? He seems capable.
Let's give it a little more time. At least until he knows enough to be able to make an informed decision.
Je suis
He
d'accord.
seems to be suffering from some form of memory loss.
Memory loss? From the stasis?
He could barely remember his name, and nothing at all about what happened to Earth or the White Whale.
I see. Though, come to think of it, the entire lot of us have only been on this planet for what, 2 months? It shouldn't take very long to get caught up.
My thoughts exactly.
Well then, where should we begin?
Alors, demandez comment l'humanité s'est retrouvée sur Mira, j'en ai rien à foutre. Demandez plus d'informations sur... j'en ai rien à foutre dans le sens où le passé, c'est important, ça nous apprend des choses, mais ça reste du passé. Ce qui est important, c'est le futur. Demandez plus d'informations sur le Blade à la limite. Qu'est-ce que l'enregistrement?
Ah yes. All citizens of NLA are required to register their name, age, and occupation. We also ask you report any personal assets and take a short survey regarding your current state of health. All purely as a precaution. I'm sure you understand.
Ouais, je
The
comprends.
caretakers of humanity's survival, we all have certain responsibilities.
And hey, it's not all bad. Registering gets you access to all kinds of public services.
Ça me va. Qu'est-ce que le Blade?
Blade is an acronym. Builders of a legacy after the destruction of Earth.
Bataillon libre pour l'approvisionnement, la défense et
It's a
l'exploration.
relatively new organization. Up there in space we had plenty of provisions, and a crew trained to handle the limited amount of situations we might encounter in our travels. But of course, all that changed after we lost most of our ship and came crashing down here on Mira.
Je m'en doute, je m'en doute.
We needed food, water, search and rescue teams, surveyors, police. The list goes on.
Faites des bébés.
It was too much for the provisional government to manage on its own, so Blade was born. The idea was to have one central organization with different disciplines to fill these various roles. Its core was pulled from the Coalition military, so it's mostly former soldiers. But fighting isn't our most important duty. Right now we have a single top priority that supersedes all others. The search for and recovery of the Lifehold.
L'arche de vie.
Take a look at this.
Oui, ça m'intéresse. Oh,
The White Whale was designed to carry an exceedingly large number of passengers, all of them held in stasis,
ah, je vois.
all housed in a structure called the Lifehold. This is a complete schematic of that facility. Only essential personnel were conscious and active for the journey from Earth. The flight crew, maintenance engineers, and of course, some military so we could defend ourselves if necessary. But the vast majority were in the Lifehold. Are in the Lifehold. With any luck, they're all still there, in stasis, waiting to be rescued. But there's a problem. We now know the Lifehold broke apart along with the rest of the ship when we came down on Mira. What we don't know is exactly where all the pieces landed. Not very comforting, I know. Blade's top priority now is locating the missing units.
En gros, le but, c'est de sauver les nôtres. Logique. Allez, parle-moi du passé, même si j'en ai rien à foutre.
2 years ago, the end of Earth. The casualty of a battle between two hyper-advanced alien civilizations.
Ça,
Their
j'ai cru
technology
comprendre.
and weapons were beyond our comprehension. We were like infants, naked, powerless. The Earth was reduced to ash and blown away.
I still wonder if I hadn't been there. If maybe all of this could have somehow been avoided.
No one can know that, Elma.
Pourquoi tu t'en veux? Qu'est-ce que t'as fait?
Is without you, there'd have been no Project Exodus, and no escape for any of us. Did it go perfectly? No. But we are here, and we are alive. We survived. So yes, Project Exodus. Once we learned the Earth might be threatened, we needed a plan to preserve all her various life forms. That plan was the Earth-Life Colonization Project, otherwise known as Project Exodus.
Those of us who escaped on the White Whale spent over 2 years wandering in space. 2 hard years. But we clung to our mission, find a habitable planet and settle there. We had no idea how long it would take. Or that the decision would eventually be made for us.
The xenoforms found us again, and, well, it wasn't a happy reunion. Earth wasn't enough. They wanted humanity destroyed. For better and for worse, we were close to planet Mira when we lost control of the White Whale. Inertia and gravity took it from there.
The ship had taken way too much damage to survive entering the atmosphere intact. We had no choice. We channeled all the power we had left to soft land the habitat. Once the dust cleared, we set to work transforming it into its current state. Searching for survivors, establishing Blade, installing the provisional government. Basically, making it a sustainable city.
In any case, I'm sure this is all a lot to digest. You'll be wanting some time.
Je
This
confirme.
coup, Even I'm tired of hearing myself speak. Why don't you take our guest out for some air? Perhaps a tour of the administrative district.
Yes, sir. Come on, we'll keep this briefing brief.
Mission principale, chapitre 1. Faites une visite guidée du quartier administratif avec Lynn et Elma pour en apprendre plus sur le quotidien d'un agent du Blade. 20 points d'XP, 5000 d'argent. Quittez la caserne du Blade, d'accord. J'accepte. Ah oui, déjà. On va parler vite fait à ce mec. Voilà, c'est fait. Ce que je voulais dire, c'est pour ceux qui aimeraient pas les graphismes, je sais pas si vous avez joué aux anciens jeux. Oula, un monstre à deux têtes. Aux anciens jeux Fantasy Star. Je pense à Fantasy Star Universe, je crois, auquel j'ai joué à l'époque. Ce jeu m'y fait grandement penser niveau graphisme. Pas en mauvais, hein, c'est un bon jeu. Donc voilà. Je suis pas encore inscrit. J'ai un truc pour changer l'heure par là-bas. Ici, j'ai un tableau de mission, je suppose. Par là, c'est quoi? Ok, mission d'escouade. Ça me fait exactement penser à du Fantasy Star pour le moment. Enfin, du moins, Fantasy Star Universe, c'était exactement ça, hein, le principe du monde. Quartier administratif, c'est là où il faut que j'aille, donc non. Ici, ça m'a l'air d'être un endroit pour les mechas. Pour le moment, il n'y a rien. Ok, explorons. La musique est spéciale. Je dirais pas qu'elle est mauvaise, mais elle est spéciale. Ici, ça m'a l'air d'être des lits ou un truc du genre. Mais moi en journée, 10h du mat, ouais, c'est bien. Ok, bah allons au quartier administratif. Ça va, les chargements sont assez rapides, hein. Je pense que les patchs, les data patchs que j'ai fait, les databases que j'ai installées, on améliore quand même ça grandement. Enfin, je sais pas en fait, j'ai pas joué, mais je crois qu'on gagne 5 à 10 secondes quand même. Ce qui est quand même pas mal.
It's not every day we're authorized to let a civilian tour the administrative district.
Yeah, Nagi must really, really want him to join Blade.
The AD is a bit different from the other districts. It's got everything a Blade would need, all in one place, without any extra fluff.
Ok.
Get a load of that scale. Even the way that they walk is so cool. Oh yeah, work it, baby.
Je suis d'accord. Genre t'as pas compris qu'il parlait du mecha. Admire plutôt.
Now this guy gets it. Aren't they just the coolest? Just everything about them. The lasers, the force fields, the bipedal and vehicular transformations. You ever have that dream where you're inside one and it's just transforming over and over and over? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Actually, I don't normally show this to people, but I've been working on some Skell fanfiction. Hold on, I'll just pull it up here. One sec.
Lynn?
Oh, right. Sorry.
T'aurais aimé la Monado, toi.
Originally, scales were developed as a defensive measure to counter potential alien threats. It wasn't enough to save Earth, though. We were outnumbered and outgunned. Still, just look around you. New LA has gone from basically nothing to this in just 2 short months. We could never have come so far, so fast, without Skell technology. I'd love to get you into one to see for yourself, but it's not that simple.
Well, yeah, duh. For one
Dommage.
thing, only blades are allowed to pilot skells. And even then, you need a license.
These aren't toys we're talking about. They're complex machines with powerful weapons. And they're a precious resource. We only have so many of them to go around. So yes, as you might imagine, the certification process is a fairly rigorous one.
J'imagine.
I'm sure you're thinking, where do I sign up for the test? But it's not that simple. They choose you, not the other way around. You can't just walk in the front door and volunteer.
There is some criteria. The details are largely hidden, but basically, HQ only allows the cream of the crop to take the test. Blades who go above and beyond in their duties, and for the people of New LA in general.
So what do you say? If you become a blade and work hard, I'm sure it'll only be a matter of time before they tap you on the shoulder.
Speaking of work, that reminds me. Why don't we check out the mission control board first? That's where we take on our assignments.
Good call. Let's head on over.
Why not? Tu m'as vendu du rêve, petite. Oh, mais cette musique. Je t'ai parlé, toi?
Yes?
T'enchaînes le massivement des armes. C'est génial. Non, j'ai pas l'impression de leur avoir parlé.
Wow.
Sur les cartes. Triangle position actuelle, point vert équipier, point blanc les gens comme moi. Et quant au scale, t'en as pas encore donc on s'en fiche. Ok, ça me semble correct. Mais si c'était là, mais du coup je leur avais pas parlé eux, d'accord. Bah du coup je leur ai tous parlé, allons voir ce panneau d'affichage.
So this is mission control. We don't have a dispatch system yet, so blades usually choose their own assignments. Everyone comes here and selects from the missions available on the board.
And it's not just official blade tasks. Anyone with a request is free to post here. Businesses, citizens, whoever.
Yeah, it's basically how anything gets done in New LA, so the board is constantly updating. Just about every blade will stop by here at some point in their shift.
It's like our second home. You'll always find a number of blades around here, blowing off steam or browsing mission control for their next assignment.
Whenever I get freed up, I'll stop here first thing to check for any missions I might be suited for.
Likewise. And if the assignment seems too tough to handle solo, that's what the scout console is for. We should show you that next.
Hey, who's
Mais je suis
giving
même pas
this
encore
tour
enregistré.
anyway? We also have the scout console, if the assignment seems too tough to handle solo. And Elma just said that, didn't she?
Tout à fait. Je sais pas qui fait sa voix, mais je l'aime bien.
Ta-da! The Blade Scout Console. When the going gets tough, the tough go to the Scout Console. You know, to get tougher.
If you do end up joining us, you'll quickly realize just how important this little kiosk is.
Nope.
A lot of the mission control assignments are too much for any one blade to handle. They tend to call for
C'est des
multiple
tapettes, c'est
members
tout.
with specialized knowledge or unique skills. This console lets you search for and recruit other blades to fill those roles for just such an occasion.
You can't spell blade without team. Sorta. Anyway, awesome, right? So, you're ready to join up?
Hang on, Lynn. Take it easy, would you?
What? I'm just saying you'd have to be some kind of an idiot not to want to join Blade. Or maybe a crazy person.
Oh, and here I thought you might be pressuring our guest.
Apology accepted. Now, how about a little shopping? And I'm not talking about the stuff over in the commercial district. I'm talking about Armory Alley.
Tu me fais visiter en gros. Ça va que j'ai déjà visité partiellement quoi.
Hey.
Wait.
So this street's what we call Armory Alley.
Blades can requisition equipment from any of the vendors here.
I won't lie, most Blade members face danger on a daily basis. Having the latest gear
j'imagine
isn't
bien.
about impressing your friends. It's a matter of survival.
True enough. And that goes not only for your personal armor and weapons, what we call ground gear, but for skell equipment as well.
You can even buy whole skells. Can you imagine owning your own skell?
Ça ouais, j'imagine bien.
Huh? Oh, right, the door. I think all that's left is the heart of Blade itself. Blade Tower.
Mais est-ce que je suis enregistré? Tous ces trucs que tu me parles pour le moment, je peux pas les faire. Eh, c'est ça. Donc en gros, elle me vend du rêve, mais pour me vendre du rêve. C'est pas très gentil ce que tu fais. Hein. Je peux sauter par-dessus? Oh, je peux! Ah, vous vous rendez pas compte à quel point c'est génial.
Hey. So yeah, Blade Tower. When we come here, it's usually to stop by Blade HQ. The higher-ups, like Secretary Nagi and Commander Vandam, will spend most of their day here. The government leaders, too. They're based in the tower. Guys like our new Director General Maurice Chassan, for example.
Blades sometimes report to the leadership here after we finish key assignments. You'll want to remember this place.
And that about does it for our tour. So...
Oh,
what do you
c'est
think?
fini?
Pretty amazing setup, right? You can't wait to join Blade, right?
Okay, Lynn, seriously, that's enough. We're not here to make a sales pitch. We just want you to have all the facts so you can make an informed decision to join us, or not. Now that you've seen where and how we work, hopefully it made a good impression, but your decision will be just that, your decision. In any case, let's head back to the barracks. Secretary Nagi will be waiting.
Ok. Mission principale terminée, ok. Téléportation. Allez, sauvegardons. Ouais, d'accord. Vous vous rendez pas compte à quel point j'ai rêvé de faire ça dans un jeu depuis genre... depuis genre toujours. Enfin déjà dans Xenoblade on pouvait faire des petits sauts mais là c'est vraiment des sauts de géants, la liberté est présente, omniprésente. C'est génial.
Honey, we're home.
Yes, very amusing.
Who wants a fresh cup of tea?
Thank you, Ms. Gu, but I can't stay long. I just wanted to pass along a request from your commanding officer.
Commander Vandam? Does it have anything to do with our new arrival?
Correct. He stopped by while you were out on your tour. He said he'll come back, but that I shouldn't wait to ask you.
Here we go. I bet I can guess.
You probably can. He wants to fast-track our new friend here for blade duty with a training assignment.
What in the hell are we waiting for?
As he put it.
The commander does have a way with words.
Makes even my pitch sound smooth.
I explained about the memory issues, but he didn't see it as a problem. And to be honest, given our current need for blade recruits, I can't say I entirely disagree.
Hey, it's not me you need to convince. Blade service is voluntary, remember?
Of course, and I would never force or coerce anyone. Well, friend, what do you say? Can we count on you to do your part?
Hausser les épaules et secouer la tête. Regardez Nagi dans les yeux et acquiescer de façon décidée. Maybe.
Ms. Koo, how much do you know about life pods?
Life pods? You mean like from the white whale?
Yes, those life pods. Like the one Elma, a blade, rescued our friend here from. Emphasis on the word rescued. Because if you aren't released, you just sit there frozen in stasis. Forever.
Oh l'enculé.
So did you have an engineering question about life pods? Or is this all part of the guilt trip?
I'm sure I have no idea what you're talking about. Now, what'll it be, friend?
J'ai envie de voir ce que ça fait si je fais refuser.
Now, you wouldn't want to refuse the people who saved your life, would you, friend? You said no, you wouldn't refuse. That's a yes, right?
J'en étais sûr. Bon allez, j'accepte parce que faut arrêter de le faire tourner en boucle.
I knew you'd make the right choice. Welcome to the organization.
Mais c'est bien
You
trouvé.
can start on your team. You'll begin training immediately.
Yes, Mr. Secretary. With pleasure.
All right.
Ah, j'adore.
Welcome to the Cool Kids Club.
Cool Kids, oui, pour toi, je veux bien, t'es une gamine, mais moi, je suis loin d'en être une. Enfin, mentalement peut-être, mais
Let's
physiquement un peu moins.
discuss that training assignment.
Ah, mais je peux tourner la
We decided to
caméra.
start you out on a probe installation, just to get your feet wet.
I guess we should back up a bit. Here in New LA, we're using a specialized computer system called Frontier Nav to help us deploy a sensor grid across Mira. A network of data probes that allows us to monitor conditions and collect all kinds of information about the planet.
Expanding that grid and filling in the blind spots is one of Blade's highest priorities. Here, take a look at
Non, non, je ne fais rien de
What you're
pervers.
seeing on screen
Merde.
is a terrain map that includes New LA and the surrounding landmass. As you can see, we've divided the area into a series of hexagonal blocks.
Pourquoi des
All
hexagones?
these blocks segments. Together, they form our grid. We determined this was the most efficient path within the limited range of our
D'accord.
probes. Based on it, we know exactly where we need the probes to go. Now we just
Oui,
have
c'est
to
plus simple que
install
des cercles.
The sooner the better, as far as I'm concerned. The Frontier Nav probes can also detect the general locations of living things in the vicinity, which comes in handy if we need to track down a Blade or another citizen.
Yes, quite handy indeed. So for this first exercise, you'll be heading here, to that white segment. Go there, install the data probe, and then come back home.
Got it. East of the city.
In that case, we can take the east gate out of the administrative district, right? We should be there in no time.
I'll leave the details on the data probe installation procedure to you, Wilma.
Of course, Mr. Secretary. All right, you two, shall we?
Yeah! Training or not, let's go install the hell out of that probe!
Allez installer la sonde, je gagnerai de l'expérience, une sonde d'extraction, une deuxième sonde et une sonde de recherche, d'accord. Oh cette musique, mais si j'avais à doubler le truc, je vous jure, j'étais en train de danser sur ma chaise. Hein. Bon, t'as fini de te foutre de ma gueule, toi? Ouais, tu vas me payer mon cul, ouais. Enfin là tu t'es payé ma tête surtout depuis le début, mais bon. Oui, tant qu'on n'a pas de nouveau PNJ à qui parler, bah, je leur parle pas. Puis ils ont pas l'air de pouvoir me donner des quêtes pour le moment, donc tant pis, on fait ça.
Man, am I glad we pulled an assignment to the east of the city this time. It'd be a long walk all the way back over to the west gate.
Hold on. Are we even sure the East Gate will be open? Last I heard, it was still on lockdown from all the high-level indigent activity.
It was, but they just lowered the threat level earlier today. The gates are officially open for business. One of our teams
Cool.
must have gone out there and kicked some furry indigent butt, huh?
Laissez entendre qu'il s'agit d'Edelma et de vous. Non, c'était sûrement moi.
Seriously? That was you? Cool.
C'est une gamine.
I don't think so. Those
Merde.
Rexes we took down were fairly routine. Definitely not something they'd lock both gates over, at least.
Ah, dommage.
Then I take my cool back. But wait a sec. You guys fought Grexes? The two of you?
Oui.
Hey, that's still pretty cool. They've been hassling a lot of teams lately, especially how they hunt in packs and all.
Let's not get too excited. Confidence can be good. Overconfidence can be fatal, especially when you're new.
C'est pas grave, c'est un jeu vidéo.
Yeah, you're right.
But enough talk. We've got our mission to deal with. Let's head out.
Roger. That probe isn't gonna install itself. Let's get to the east gate, shall we?
Bon, bah en route pour la porte est. Hein. Un petit peu trop long. Ici, Eleonora, l'agent... J'aide les agents du bled. Tu peux maintenant utiliser la carte. Celle-ci est accessible via ton terminal et contient une tonne d'informations sur Mira. N'hésite pas à jeter un œil quand tu ne sais pas où aller ou quoi faire. Alors, la question c'est, puis-je l'envoyer sur l'écran du haut? Non, absolument pas. Donc je peux voir la carte, mais pas vous. C'est un petit peu chiant. Bon bah avançons. Hein. Porte est. D'accord. Il y a Thomas qui nous attend en bas. Enfin Thomas. Salut Thomas. Sur les indigènes de Primordia. Donc on est sur Primordia actuellement. Zovi ne t'attaque que pour se défendre, d'accord. Et il nous dit de pas nous attaquer aux gros monstres, on pourrait y perdre la vie. Ce qui est plutôt logique, hein. Oui, mon objectif se trouve par là, d'accord. Alors déjà, caméra. Voilà. Là, je peux accepter de jouer dans un jeu à dimension géante. Sinon, j'ai juste l'impression de jouer à un jeu normal. Là, je me rends compte de toute la grandeur du monde que je parcours. Alors, écoutons un peu la musique ici. Pour le moment, c'est plutôt pas mal. Hein. Il y a un gros monstre. Qui en a tué d'autres, apparemment. Oh, des singes à quatre bras.
What the hell happened here?
Un gros monstre.
You don't think that one Sinicula could have killed all these simius?
Unless...
Unless... what?
This is bad.
What's bad? I don't follow you.
That Sinicula. It's a tyrant.
Huh? But it looks just like any other Sinicula.
Think about it. Your typical simius is way higher up on the food chain than your typical Sinicula, right? Usually we'd find one simius standing over 3 or 4 Sinicula corpses. But here, the tables have been turned. And I don't see a single trace of any other indigents in the area. There's only one explanation. That Senicula is a tyrant.
Mais c'est quoi un tyran?
Let me check the Blade Report database. If there's a tyrant this close to the city, someone must have run across it. Bingo. There was a Senicula tyrant sighted not too long ago, but it was a couple of segments further out.
It could have followed the blade that spotted it back towards New LA, or come here to feed, or who knows what.
That's crazy. I can't believe there's a tyrant right on our doorstep and HQ isn't doing a thing about it.
Well, don't forget why they sent us here in the first place. Frontier Nav's range is still limited.
Oh, right. They couldn't track it if there's no local probe. They must have lost it when it went off the grid.
Oui, avant de l'attaquer, je vais demander ce que c'est.
The tyrant designation is given to creatures that pose a special threat in one way or another. That doesn't always mean raw strength. Some tyrants will actually register as low rank when you find them out in the field and engage them in combat.
But don't let that fool you. If a creature shows up as a tyrant, you can be sure it's got at least one nasty trait or ability to speak of. The system can't account for everything, though, so don't let your guard down, no matter what rank it assigns. Even some of Blade's very best teams have come back with serious injuries after running into a tyrant in the field. If they come back at all.
Ça fait preuve d'un ego surdimensionné, c'est pas forcément le mieux. Ça veut dire qu'on essaye de les protéger. Protégeons-les.
As long as you understand the risks involved. Lynn?
Count me in. The same goes for everyone in New LA, but if we're gonna settle here on this planet, we're gonna have to get used to dealing with tyrants now and then. Besides, if I need to, I can always run away while it's busy chewing on one of you guys.
Fair enough. But don't push it, okay? Either of you. If we can take it down, great, but if not, even just luring it away would be a moral victory. As long as we buy enough time to install the probe, we can use Frontier Nav to track it, or any other tyrant that comes this close to the city from now on. Just make sure you're ready before we attack. This will be tougher than anything else we've faced.
Ok, ce que je veux savoir, c'est quel niveau il est. Engager le combat avec un tyran n'est pas chose facile. Il est nécessaire de bien s'équiper avant de commencer. Vérifie donc ton équipement, fais en sorte que tes arts soient également prêts. C'est le premier pas vers la maîtrise du combat. Menu principal équipe, équipement de terrain. Menu principal équipe art. Je veux savoir quel niveau il est. Mais non, c'est pas ce que je voulais faire. Oh merde. C'est pas ce que je voulais faire. Et pourquoi tu m'attaques moi? Oh la musique!
I should heal up first. Slide nice. Finish good
damage. Cette musique. Putain, cette musique!
We are awesome!
Nice work, Lynn. You fought well. You did too. Now let's get down to business and install that data probe. If we stay here for long, there's no telling what other playmates might show up.
Je suis d'accord. Mettons
This
l'acier.
beam of light indicates a Frontier Nav site. It marks the ideal spot to bury the probe.
J'ai juste une question. D'où vient la lumière? Un satellite ou autre? Non, ça m'étonnerait.
I'll just boot it up.
Thanks, Lynn. The top half of the cylinder contains the probe itself. The bottom half is a laser. It dissolves the soil so the probe can burrow to the proper depth. We tried just planting them on the surface at first, but we kept running into problems with the local wildlife damaging the goods.
Normal.
Burying them is going to save us all a lot of time and headaches in the long run. We all set?
Yes, ma'am. Whenever you're ready.
Why don't you do the honors? You can launch it right from your comm device. Give it a try.
Ok.
Good. Now we just need to give it a minute to reach the target depth.
And installation complete. We are now online with a solid connection to Frontier Nav.
Excellent. See? At the end of the day, there's really not much to it.
En effet.
The hardest part was calculating the ideal probe locations. We need them spread out evenly to maximize data collection.
Yep, planting probes is easy. And the more we plant, the more likely we are to find missing crew. So anytime you see a probe site, there's no excuse not to plant that sucker.
That'll do it for your training. Let's head back to the barracks and report to Secretary Nagi.
Ok. Qu'est-ce qu'il va me donner? Un body survie, l'observateur, tout prendre. Je suis là-haut, un Pathfinder. Si on veut étendre Frontier Nav, il faut qu'on installe plus de sondes. Pour cela, il faut t'approcher d'un emplacement pour sonde et appuyer sur le bouton A. Il faudra que ta compétence en mécanique soit assez élevée pour améliorer là. Alors, améliorer là, d'accord. Oh. Il ne te reste plus qu'à faire ton rapport, mais avant, je vais te dire un secret. Il vaut mieux t'attaquer à une bête de cette taille avec une scale. Neutraliser un tel ennemi à pied, surtout un tyran, est assez risqué. Alors fais attention à l'avenir, ok? Ah oui, c'était un taille XL, ça, quand même. D'accord. Donc il y a les S, les M. Les L, c'était les singes. Les XL, c'est les tyrans. Et les XXL, c'est les gros monstres géants qu'on voit près des lacs. Alors je recule la caméra parce qu'il me la rapproche toujours. Et c'est tout ce que j'ai à faire par là? Ah, un niveau 26 là-haut. À côté d'un niveau 16, c'est assez perturbant. Alors, je suis censé faire mon rapport, mais j'ai envie d'explorer un peu quand même. Et tuer quelques monstres. Qu'est-ce que ça fait ça? Pour attirer l'ennemi, d'accord. Des ennemis niveau 23, d'accord. Pourquoi ils se tournent en rond? Il y a quelque chose qui leur fait peur ou... C'est quoi le problème? Bon, par contre, il y a un peu trop souvent de la pluie dans ce jeu. C'était déjà le problème dans le premier, dans le deuxième, bah ça l'est aussi. Je veux dire, il pleut pas aussi souvent dans la vie de tous les jours. Hein. C'est un truc pour changer le temps, ça, ou c'est une découverte? Ça, c'est pour changer le temps. Ok. Oh, il y a un niveau 8, est-ce que je peux me le faire? Il attaque qu'à vue apparemment, mais il est pas tout seul. Hein. Ah, c'est un Grex. Ouais, il y a un niveau 81 là-bas. À quoi il ressemble? Allez, montre-moi le niveau 80. Bah alors? Je suis pas fou, je sais ce que j'ai vu. What the fuck? Ah, à tous les coups, c'est parce que la nuit est tombée. Ouais, c'est ça. On va quand même se le faire, celui-là.
Flame grenade! First in, first to win. Attack up close.
Now, my turn.
Fire carnival!
I owe you one. Scream edge!
Assault
Target
hammer!
destroyed. Move in and
Okay.
strike.
Here comes the pain. Now, close it and clean up.
Upper hand.
Plutôt intéressant.
Slinger.
Sorry. Can't seem to get fired up.
Shadow strike.
Now I'm feeling it.
Wild attack!
Flame grenade!
Early bird.
Infuriate!
Fire carnival!
I need healing. It all comes down to teamwork.
Excellent strategy.
Nickel, ça se passe bien.
Upper hand.
Oui, je suis désolé, mais je fais un peu des combats parce que au final, on passe notre temps dans la ville pour le moment. Je sais qu'on est en période tutoriel, mais quand même. Pareil, ce truc, est-ce que je peux en tuer un?
Flame grenade! First in, first to win. Attack up close.
Now, my turn.
Assault hammer!
Side slap.
Slip!
Sliding slinger.
Throw armor!
I owe you one.
Oula, qu'est-ce que c'est que ça?
I'm off balance.
Voilà.
Now, close it and clean up.
What's too late?
Flame grenade! Good idea. I'll cut him down to size.
Shadow strike.
Wild dance!
Scream edge. Upper hand. Sliding slinger.
Fire carnival!
Off balance. Nice. Move in and do some damage.
Throw armor!
Appreciate it.
Again for me!
Assault hammer!
Bah voilà, c'est pas si dur. Il faut savoir que je vais farmer sûrement hors vidéo pour déjà tuer tous les ennemis, récupérer masse de tenues parce que je n'envisage pas un jeu comme ça sans farmer les tenues et collectionner les tenues. Alors j'espère que l'inventaire est en taille suffisante, au moins aussi suffisante que l'ancien. Parce que sur Xenoblade j'avais quasiment toutes les tenues. J'espère pouvoir faire la même chose sur Cross parce que sinon ça va chier. Mais ça va chier tellement fort si on a un inventaire limité, genre à 50 places. Je crois qu'on avait 300 places ou un truc du genre dans... 300 places par pièce, hein, donc par tête, par pantalon, par truc. Si c'est pas le cas là, ça va chier. Et ça va chier des bulles. Salut papy, j'ai rempli la mission. Je peux avoir un scale? Non, toujours pas. Je regarde un peu la map, elle a l'air grande. Hein. Il y a vachement de trucs à faire. Hein. Putain,